20th episode! Ooh, that's so nice.
You hear that? Let's try that again.
It's the 20th episode! Welcome to the 20th episode of Steady Tempo.
My name is Janelle Challenger.
My name is Ayana Anthony,
and this is Steady Tempo.
Woo! Yes. Where we tell you the weekly reports of what is going on in the Charlotte Amalia High School Music Department, St. Thomas, USVI. We are still in the month of March, which is Music in Our Schools Month, VI History Month, and Women's History Month. And every week of this month, we will be recognizing a Virgin Islands woman in music. And this week, our Virgin Islands woman in
The one and only
Georgia Francis.
It was an honor to be able to have a chat with the one and only Georgia Francis as she told us the history of the one and only Charlotte Amalia High School. So, I hope you enjoy.
Yes. It's very well.
Hi, Miss Francis.
Good afternoon.
So, welcome to Steady Tempo. Introduce yourself to our audience.
Yes, good afternoon to listen audience. My name is Georgia Francis, former band director at Charlotte Amalia High School from 1983 to 2011. So, full timer at it.
As a former band director of the CAH's music department, as you look back onto the department, seeing how it grows, how do you feel about that?
How has it grown
Yes.
from inception? From the time I inherited, I inherited a pretty strong program under Mr. Austin Vincent. And my intention was to find ways to motivate my students, one, to make them comparable to their peers on the mainland. And that resulted in a lot of travel, such that we had the thing where we traveled every other year, such that the kids got exposed to different cultural icons of a respective city. I would always take them to university. They got to do fun things, amusement park. Shopping, of course, was always the biggest thing, always. But they gain experiences that nobody else can ever compare. Going to the dome, the Canada Dome, and watching the dome open, that's an experience that those students' parents can never speak of because they never did it. Stuff like that. It's inspirational when you have former students that come back and say, you know, Miss Francis, because we went to Georgetown University, when we went to the Clinton inaugural parade, I ended up going to Georgetown University and becoming a lawyer. So those kind of stories lets me know that, okay, I inherited a good program. I took it a little bit further with my initiative, my strategies. And then now, Mr. Daniel, your new teacher, my former student, is charged to whatever it is that is his niche and to take the program to whatever end he wants to do. I already did my part. The torch is his and any other director out there. It's not for them to become Georgia Francis's. They just need to find the things that work for them. I'm an old person now. I don't get out too often. I think now that I've started teaching part-time at All Saints, I go to work at 12 and finish at 3. Which should be the schedule of a retiree. That's 6:30 getting up and being in school 8 o'clock to say good morning. No, finish with that kind of stuff. So it's like easy going. And Mr. Lake made a joke when I came in. He thought I was in Brazil because now I travel extensively and I just do whatever.
We're going to take it back a little bit. So you were once a former student at Charlotte Amalia High School.
Yes.
What colleges did you attend?
Okay. Let me go back a little bit. I always knew I wanted to teach. I didn't know exactly what would be the vehicle. When I came here to Charlotte Amalie High School, we were in a split session. Cancran was just in its formative stage. And I came here as a student, and then I started being a music student. And then Counselor of the Arts sent me away to study music in the summer. I started then the band went on its first trip to Mamaroneck, New York as a student. So I'm like, okay, I play music, I'm traveling, I'm having fun. So now, then music became the vehicle that I knew that I wanted to use as a teacher. My influence came from the gentleman for whom the music building is named, which is Herman Wallace. On the Mr. Wallace, we had fun. I enjoyed being here. A lot of those students also became music teachers, as a lot of my students became music teachers. My first Ganted education, Fisk University, Nashville, Tennessee, 1972. Came back, taught at Lockhart School for 2 years, went back to school at Florida State University, did a master's. Came back 2 years later. I did a stint at Bertha Sieber Schulte for 1 year. Had the thoughts that I was going to move to New York. Didn't come to fruition. Got the call Mr. Vincent was leaving to go to university. So I got tapped to be the band director here at Charlotte Amalie High School. I know it was going to be a challenge because I was the first female band director. And there was expectations that I was going to fail. So I think those expectations motivated me to sleep with all kind of behavioral and disciplinary type methodologies and figure out what is it that I need to do to control my classroom. After the first time the student made me cry, I ran out of the band room crying. And that's Mr. Wayne Walters, and I put this on tape. And he's now a principal in Pennsylvania, who took care of my son when he went to Pennsylvania. So this is now recorded. Wayne Walters, you made me cry. I ran out to the band room. And then afterwards, I realized that I was the one in charge. And nobody should make me leave. They should leave. So then they created this monster that he created this monster. It kind of became a monster, disciplinary monster. And I expected nothing less from my student. So I did Florida State Masters. In between my time here at Charlotte Amalie High School, I left on a sabbatical and I did an internship at Berklee School of Music in Boston. The department paid me my salary for me to study other facets of music. And then again, here comes my idea that, I'm producing so many music students that's becoming professional. Okay, I'm going to become a manager. And then I'm like, what the heck am I thinking? My forte is teaching. Stop thinking that I need to do something else to do whatever. Just enjoy teaching and be the best teacher that I can be. I think after that time at Berklee, I realized it's like, okay, all of those are nice type things, but no, I like actually being in front of the classroom.
You were saying that you went away to the summer programs, and it just hit me. Did you start Encore Band Camp here?
Well, we renamed it Encore. Yeah. There was always a summer band camp before we did, but we renamed, Ms. Donnell, myself, Encore is something that always recurs, right? So, I was like, yeah, Encore. So that something that's always going to come back every summer. So then we renamed it Encore Summer Band Camp, because before it was ran by the government.
Okay.
Yes, and the government funded and paid the teachers. So enrichment now became the responsibility of the parents. Encore.
Yes.
So now you want your child? Okay. But we didn't try to overcharge or whatever. It wasn't cost prohibitive. So some other parents made the sacrifice. And it's like, okay, we're gonna send them to summer band camp. We started changing the strategy of having master class, TV sessions, as opposed to me, sometimes, if I remember right, when I was a student, it was just band practice. We came, if you played your instrument good, you were good. Nobody took the time to go through theoretical stuff and to make sure that you understand rhythmically what was happening and stuff like that. So I actually was at a disadvantage when I went to school. I actually almost dropped out of being a music teacher because I had to clip so many classes because my understanding wasn't up to par. I know you guys think that adults are supposed to be this perfect person. It was like, I'm like, no. We mess up too. We mess up, but we know how to cover.
Yes.
We know how to cover.
Honestly,
So,
honestly, when I was growing up and I heard your name and I seen you operate, I actually thought you were like this straight person, no mistakes.
No, I never professed to the know-it-all, that perfect person.
When you were a student of the music department, what instruments did you perform as? What
I
was your
started
main
out at
instrument?
Cancrine playing bass clarinet. That's where I started. And I was always a weird kind of kid, if I could say that. I always wanted to play the thing that everybody else least wanted to play.
Don't want to play. See, nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that.
Yeah, so that's how, the something that's different.
Yes.
And so I ended up playing the bassoon. And at my first degree, I went off and I was a bassoonist. But when I was doing bassoon here, I couldn't play bassoon in marching band. So then I learned how to play the tuba.
So you started music in Cancrine in junior high.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have to make sure.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And at that point, it wasn't Cancrine. It was called Wayne Aspinall
Wow.
Junior High School.
Yes.
Thank you. Right there. Wayne Aspinall Junior High School. And then there was some legislation that came on board afterwards that had the schools renamed
To Cancrine.
to use local teachers.
Do you still play instruments up to today?
Hardly. Probably with my guitar class.
Okay.
I'm doing more guitar now, guitar and ukulele. Because like I said, I'm just having fun, whatever. It's Mr. Daniels, them time. Miss
Yes.
Donadell, Mr. Gums, Mr. Goodins. It's all of their time now. I do whatever I'm comfortable with and have fun. If I ain't gonna have fun and I gotta work to, see ya.
So what is your legacy?
I have one.
Wait. I have a question. Okay. So how do you feel about your legacy in regards to Charlotte Amalia High School Music Department?
But I just asked a question. I have one. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't like those kind of stuff because see, to me, I'm just like everybody else. I'm a regular teacher. I didn't do nothing more than anybody else or anything less. I was here to serve. I did that. I got paid to serve, to do the things that I love to do, teach music, and I don't look at myself as having a legacy. So
That's all.
That's all.
good. Let me get the. But yeah, I'm just gonna go straight to work for 12:40.
Oh,
Isn't
right.
that what is it?
It's Friday.
12:20?
12:28.
Okay. Yeah. I'd be on the road 1:45, gunning, running. Yeah, running, speed and going.
So
Okay, thank you so
Okay.
much.
All right.
So Ayana, how was Culture Day? I wasn't invited.
Oh, I'm sorry. But Culture Day was amazing. Performing with my fellow peers at Ibadan Udorican High School was awesome. I remember some of them from my previous school at Bertha C. Boschota. It was nostalgic. I had fun. In fact, we were not the only group who performed. Bertha C. Boschota Middle School's Flamo Combo performed, and they were great as well. Everyone enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I was having fun in the back while they were playing.
I was there in spirit, so I enjoyed it too. So yeah.
Yes. In fact, Mr. Jones called myself and my other peer, Rachel Nesson from Ivana Udorkin, to perform a song that we played when we were in BCB.
I bet you're missing the jig.
Yes, of course. The one song where it features the female members of the group, and it was amazing. I had fun, really. And I wish you was there because we would have fun too.
On March 12, 2020 at the Charles W. Turnbull Public Library. For upcoming information, on March 12, 2020 at the Charles W. Turnbull Public Library, there will be the annual solo classical and jazz competition, where various students from the different schools in the district will be competing. This is the end of episode 20. It's the end, Ayana.
Is it?
Come on, we gotta say goodbye.
Wait, let me finish this chord.
So this concludes our episode of Steady Tempo. Don't forget to like,
Subscribe,
comment,
and share.
so episode 20.
In 2020.
This concludes episode 20. We'll see you in episode 21. I did correct, right?
Yes.
You told me yes last time it was wrong.
You see, right? We forget things. It's human nature.
It's
Okay?
human nature.
Human nature.
Zoom in. It's human nature. Bye.
We just came from performing at the Cultural Day event at Emancipation Garden. And right here is a combined group from Ivana Udorkin High School and Charlotte Malia High School. We had a great time. The crowd loved us, and it was fun, right, guys?
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
Absolutely.
It was awesome. It was lovely.
Yeah, we had to improvise and stuff, and yeah, that was. But yeah,
But we still got it. Still got it.
This was my first time, or I would say
Yeah.
it was our first time performing as a group. I would say starting off the
Music in our school.
music in our schools, and I just like to say today was a great day to kick off the month.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Awesome.